So it's with a great pleasure and immense delight that I welcome us all to yet another exciting episode of the Arewa Youth Mentorship session. Today we have our guests from Germany. They're experienced scholars and researchers. We have our moderator-in-chief, Dr. Ahmed Muhammad, whom I will hand over the floor soon. And we have Dr. Mohsin, Dr. Umma, and Dr. Mukhtar. So before going into the session, I would like to briefly introduce the activities of the AYMP for the sake of those joining us for the first time. The Arewa Youth Mentorship Program is an initiative created actually to furnish the Northern Nigerian youth with necessary knowledge on scholarships, career guidance, entrepreneurship skills, and leadership skills. So we have had a couple of sessions so far. I think this is the 15th session. So I advise that if this is your first time of joining the session, you check our YouTube pages. We have all the past sessions documented, and you can access that. And we also have a Telegram group where we share information on a daily basis. That also will be a great resource, especially for people seeking opportunities, scholarships, and jobs. I will hand over the floor to Dr. Ahmed, who will introduce our speakers and commence the session.
We'll be discussing about the scholarship opportunity immigration process here in Germany. So during the course of our presentation, we have like 3 major participants as well as myself inclusive. So we have Dr. Mukhtar Mohammed Lawan, which is a PhD candidate at the Max Planck Research Institute in Hamburg. So Dr. Mukhtar completed his bachelor degree from Arewa University, Kano, as well as the African University of Science and Technology. So Mukhtar has undergone different research on condensed physics. So he's a physicist by profession. So the next presenter is our famous person in the name of Dr. Mohsin Ibrahim. Dr. Mohsin Ibrahim teaches and studies at the Institute of African Studies and Egyptology, University of Cologne. He has a degree from Arewa University, Kano, and a master's degree from lovely Professional University, Punjab in India. He has presented different papers, read and published widely on African cinema with a particular interest in Kannywood. He published his first book, A White Hope, a novel which was published in 2012. He currently blogs at www.mohsin.in. Then we have our also next person in line, which is Dr. Umma. Dr. Umma currently lectures in University of Hamburg. So she currently lectures in University of Hamburg as a Hausa lecturer. So you might be wondering, like, why are people or European interested in Hausa? So we know Hausa is one of the major language around the world where we have speakers from different parts of the country. Before starting her lecture jobs in Hamburg, she was the administration at the American University, APT. So I think there's a brief profile of our presenter. So I'll call on Mohsin to start, and I'll call on Dr. Mukhtar to start the presentation properly. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ahmed, for the wonderful introduction. And then also thank you very much to all our guests for honoring this opportunity to be here. And also thank you very much to Dr. Yakubu and other members of the Arewa Youth Mentorship for giving us this privilege to be here today. And also, I would like to call on our speakers to be a bit patient with us, and then we would take you through all the different things that we have in mind today. And the first presenter would be Dr. Ali Musa. As Ahmed has said, she's currently a lecturer at the University of Hamburg. She lives happily here in Hamburg, and she has 2 kids. And inshallah, she will share the screen, and then she can go ahead with her presentation.
But first of all, I would like, am I the one to share the?
Yeah,
have you sent? Because I have not yet opened it.
Yeah, I sent you the combined copy of the presentation. You can find it on the WhatsApp group. If not, I can share the screen. Then you can present from my screen.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today in this program titled Scholarships, Job Opportunities, and Immigration Processes in Germany. Before I begin, I would like to thank our organizers and also especially the coordinator, Dr. Yakubu Udil of the Arewa Youth Mentorship Program for planning this event as the 15th mentorship session. In today's program, 4 of us will be talking about varying areas that will be of interest to those interested in coming out to Europe, especially Germany, for studies. In today's program, I, Ali Musa, will talk about processes that our youths are required to follow if they are interested in coming to Germany for studies. After my discussion, Mr. Mukhtar Lawan of the Max Planck Institute in Hamburg will give his own presentation, highlighting scholarship opportunities, among other interesting facts, followed by Mr. Mohammed Ahmad, who will also discuss scholarships, job opportunities, and immigration processes in Germany. And Dr. Mohsin Ibrahim will back the discussion with his own perspective regarding living in Germany. When we talk about studying in Germany, most of the time, the youths who have graduated from our Nigerian secondary schools are left behind. This is because our Nigerian youths are not aware of the boundless opportunities that is possibly within their reach. For those with bachelor or masters, there is a bit of awareness because having pursued a university in Nigeria, they may have heard of some opportunities in the area of, for example, the ability to pursue further education in another country. So for today's presentation, I want to take it step by step to discuss how possible it is for our youths to explore their dreams in another country. So my main presentation will be for those interested in coming to Germany for their undergraduate course, the requirements they need, and hopefully this presentation can raise awareness to applicants that are interested in coming to Europe for studies. So as the title here in this PowerPoint at this moment states, the process starts at home, meaning that if you're interested in a bachelor's degree, you have to make sure that you plan early by having a good result in WIAC. That is step number 1. We all know that this is also the requirement in our Nigerian universities. The next is language acquisition. And in this case, we are not talking about English, but the German language. The good news is that there are several Nigerians who have learned the German language and have come to Germany for their undergraduate studies. Another good news is that one can learn the required language in Nigeria and also go and sit for the exam in Lagos State. One can also learn the German course online. For example, there are steps. The step required to come here is called the B2. I will explain that later. But the first step is called A1. And this is a step that is an introductory phase into the German language course. So many students start while having the A1. And when they pass the A1, which is very, very easy to learn, they get pushed to do the A2. The A2 is also a bit higher than the A1, but it's also a similar pattern. Then one will do the B1. So the B1 is also for beginners intermediate level. It's called the beginners intermediate level. So we have after that the B2, which is the beginners upper intermediate level. And this is important for those who want to come to study, to sit for this exam at the Gotha Institute, Nigeria in Lagos, because it will give them the ability to understand the main content of complex text on concrete and abstract topics. So what's good about the whole process is that there are several YouTube channels that with Germans explaining the German language in English, and also they have it in categories of A1 so that you will know, yes, this is the A1 program. They also have another category A2, which is also would allow you to know this is the things that is required for the A2 knowledge. And then they also have a category for the B1. This is also something that will let you know that this is the intermediate level, beginners intermediate level for the B1. So in online, that is on the YouTube, you find that these categories of required to just learn before you even go and sit for the exam at the Gotha Institute, you will find that they have a list of several channels by, for example, one German teacher trying to teach the German language in English. You'll find that the category of the B1 or B2 are step by step in any channel online on YouTube so that you will be able to learn it. Also, when one registered at the Gotha Institute, there will also be a category, a step-by-step process of what is required for one to learn to be able to sit for the exam and pass. So this is the address of the Lagos Gotha Institute, where one can also easily type German language exam in Nigeria. This address will come up, and it's also the one applicants who wish to come to Germany use this institute to sit for their exams to get the required certificate. So now we also have the next step is when you have your WIAC and then you have the German B2 language test and you pass it at the Gotha Institute. Let's pause for a moment. If you have these two, then you need what is called student collect. And this is called a preparatory course because somebody has just come in fresh from the secondary school and you want to enter the university, so you need to have a preparatory course. So let's pause for a moment. Let me explain this. If one wants to apply to a university for a bachelor, one can go online and look for a course of choice. This will open up courses under different universities. One can go to a university's website, and in this respective universities, they also have links to their respective student collect. So just let's not get confused about the student collect. This is just a German word, but it just implies that it's a place where you get to register while in Germany to do an A-level program similar to our Nigerian IJMB. The reason for this is because in Germany, the level of education is up to 13 years, starting from the primary school. You do the first 6 years in primary school and the second 6 years in secondary school. But the final year of the secondary school, it is considered an A-level program, which has A-level subjects that will prepare you, depending on what you want to study, to be able to use it as a stepping stone to enter the university for further your studies. In Nigeria, we finish at the age of 12. I mean, not age of 12, we finish in the 12th year. So the 12th year means 6 years in primary school, 6 years in secondary school. So with this, one does not have the A-level requirement that is similar to the Abitur that is mentioned under the category for the German A-level program. So then the student colleague becomes the Nigerian Abitur, where you can get the A-level, and with it, then you will be qualified once you pass to enter and study at the German university. Here is the website, www.studentcolleagues.de. There's also, their homepage is also in English, and it allow you to know to register to different universities that also have this preparatory course centers where you will sit for your exams after you go through the classes. So now I would like to talk about in this slide and the next we have what is called the types of student colleagues. So what are the types of preparatory courses or places? There are two types of student colleague. We have the conventional universities, which is similar to our Nigerian university, the Bayero University, Kano, the Ahmad Bello University, Zaria. And we have the second one, which is the student colleague at the University of Applied Sciences. It will come up in the next slide. So they are either, these student colleagues, they are either affiliated with a university, which is the conventional mentioned here in this PowerPoint, or it is also attached or connected or affiliated to a University of Applied Sciences. So if you have successfully passed the final exams at this preparatory college or center, you can apply at a university or at a University of Applied Sciences. So if you have passed the exams that is connected to a University of Applied Sciences, you are usually not qualified to study at a university, but one can study at the University of Applied Sciences. So when you have it at the conventional university, then these are the courses. For example, they have listed the courses as M course, means those who are interested in doing a degree program in medical, biological, and pharmaceutical degrees, then these are the type of courses under this that they will have to pay attention to apply for, because they need those requirements to get this kind of courses. The same applies for the T course under the conventional university. When you apply for the when your future interest is to study mathematics, science, or technical degrees, we have the W course for business, economics, and social science degrees. We have for humanities or German studies, and then we also have for language degrees. So these are things that will be clarified, and it's also clarified at the website. But upon entry of students or they're wishing to do the student collect program, they'll be all informed of this, and they can make their choices appropriately. So as I have said earlier, there are two. So the first one was the conventional normal universities, and these are the kind of technical universities of applied sciences, where for these you can get your technical and engineering degrees and other economics and business degrees, for design and art. So it depends on what you put when you want the TI course. So then when you apply for the TI course, then you have to know that these are the type of courses that you should apply for when you finish at the student college. So now the question is, what is taught at this student college? So subjects are taught, and the subjects that are taught are subjects that will connect applicants to his or her university of choice, for example, or the courses that one is interested in studying. So for those who are interested in science, they will have science subjects. For those who want to go for social sciences course in the university, they will also study subjects that will enable them gain the course of their choice in the university. So it is usually 2 semesters running up 1 year. And at the end of the program, students will sit for an exam called FSP, which is a Feststellungsprüfung. This examination is just the cumulative examination of all the things that have been taught in these 2 semesters. And at the end of the year, it is to determine the suitability, the performance of the student here. And this exam will determine the suitability of foreign or the applicant or foreign applicants for studying at universities in Germany. So we have the next step to talk about is the next step is to talk about. So the next step to talk about is the UniAssist. So after the exams at the student college, a student also, for example, the student college, one may apply through a UniAssist first, while some universities may say that one can apply directly to them. So then what is this UniAssist? UniAssist is a platform that provides processing and evaluation for international student applications. So its core responsibility is the evaluation of international school and university certificates and determining their equivalence to German education standards. It's all there explained under this UniAssist website. So what they do, for example, for WIAC, which they have several students of Nigeria who have also applied to Germany. So they know already the process or what the requirements is for the certificate. So it's already determined when you, depending on your grades on the WIAC, but you have to send it for them to verify it. And then also it's possible that it's connected to a university because in their platform, they have a application side where you fill in the form, and in filling the form, you indicate what type of university you are interested in going through. So this cost of application here below in this slide, it's talking 75 euro. It's talking about the application, which university you're interested in applying for, and this is the application fee. And there's also subsequent because applicants may wish to apply to more than 2 or 3 universities with the hope that they can make a choice or they will be accepted and then they can choose which one they want, or maybe one will pick them up. So our subsequent application, the amount is 30 euros. So these rates may fluctuate because of the value of Naira. So, but the rates are made based on the rates found from the Oanda site. So the thing is, the UniAssist, let's say you give them their WIAC to evaluate, what will come out is called Vorprüfungsdokumentation, which is VPD. And this is, let's say, in this case, the WIAC. So you have the WIAC from the UniAssist, plus the exam you have done at the student college, the FSP. They add these 2 up. Your assessment, their assessment of the WIAC, which is the VPD, and then the final exam of the student college. So they add these 2 up and then they divide it by 2. And this division brings out the final university entrance qualification, which is the HZB. So this is the process that is required for a young applicant straight from secondary school who wish to come into Germany to study. And once these steps are made, that's a big process. There's one more final thing I want to add, but before then, I would like to give a small recap. The process is not difficult. The process, when we look at it, is also similar a bit to the Nigerian way until we get admitted into the university. You need your WIAC, which is also significant for the Nigerian university. You need your German language B2 exam, which you can sit for it at the Goethe Institute in Lagos. Then you send these to the UniAssist website, which is also provided in the past slide. There they will interpret it. There are cases where universities interpret it on their own, but this information, when you go to the university of your choice and apply, you will find what all this information. Yes, we can do this. Send these documents to us. No, you have to go through the UniAssist and apply for that. So this information is very clear. And then we have the student colleague. So you go to the student colleague, and in this case, you get to come to Germany, because when you applied, you were admitted to come to stay for 2 semesters doing the preparatory courses. And then you sit for an exam at the end of these 2 semesters called the FSP exam, which they would assess using the WAEC on one side and the final exam at the student college to grade you by adding it up and then dividing it by 2. So the aggregate, once it's good, it qualifies you for your university entrance. So there's one final touch, just like even though it all depends on which course you're applying for, but this is a general, they want to also have you up your language a bit. You have a B2, which you have used to study at the student college. So they want to see how firm, how strong you are to continue with them into the university. So you will sit for language requirement exam, which is, we have these 3, the DSH and the test staff and the TELC C1. These are all language proficiency. It will allow you to have like a C1 that level that can equip you to study at a German university without having any issues regarding the language. Whether when it's taught in the class, you will know what the lecturer is saying, the professor is talking about. You can have discussions with your friends. You will get to know things. You can explain stuff. You can open your book in German and read it without having any problem. The good news is that many students who come in here, young kids, their connections, their student connection, their cycle, their peer groups allow them within no time, with less than a year, to be able to learn to say many things more than, more than they even dream they can say in the language they just learn in a year. So the truth of the matter is, many young students, when they come, they make it within a little span of time, because of the cycle of peer group friends they learn to have and also enjoy, because also they may live with other students either in the dorm facility or around wherever their accommodation is, or maybe also they will end up having new friends in the classroom, and this will strengthen their German, because in Germany, wherever you go, the language, the official language is German. Everybody is speaking German on the streets, in the shops. So it's very easy to pick words. It's also very easy to push through and make it. So we also have other Nigerian results, but I have given these explanations earlier because I am interested in pooling students who are straight from secondary schools, because they have to be heard. We need more of them around here, because the opportunities are there. They just have to know that. And unfortunately, they don't get to know it until maybe much later. So, but another thing is also there are other people with different results that can also enter the Nigerian university. They can also enter the German university. Let's say, for example, you are in the Nigerian university and you have already gone through a 100 level program. So then, instead of doing the student colleague, you don't have to do the student colleague, because you already have an A-level program. All you have to do is make sure that you get your transcripts together and then apply to a university and send the transcript to the university. And it's up to them to admit you directly without having to have you pass through the student colleague. Of course, you may be also required to take the German exam in Nigeria, even before coming here. We also have other forms, for example, those who have the Nigerian Certificate of Education, the Higher National Diploma. So these are also the advanced GCE level. These are all criteria that open doors for our Nigerian students to come in either directly. Just one note is that if it's the YX certificate you want to come in with, then you have to know that as soon as you come in, you also have to move through another process with the student colleague in order to be able to get an A-level program. There's this Anabin. This is a university. This is not. This is a website that you can also find out how your certificate will be evaluated. So it's also very important. It allows you to know, okay, this is the results I have. Okay, I have the Nigerian Certificate of Education. When I have the Nigerian Certificate of Education, all I need is my transcript. Then I can use it to apply, and then I can get it in without having to go through a student colleague. Of course, the university have a right to tell you their criteria. They will also assess and see your grades, how good it is for them, and also how connected it is to your course that you want to study. And this is one thing I also want to point out. When you are, let's say, studying for economics in Nigeria, and then 100 level, and then you want to transfer your 100 levels, you will come in and start with them. But this 100 level transcript, it's considered your like a kind of A level program that you have done. So as soon as you come into Germany and you get accepted, you have to also continue within the same kind of course you have done or you were doing while in Nigeria. So this is also another uh, thing also you have to think about. They also they will accept you, but based on if you have an A-level program, but to continue within the same line of study as shown in your certificate or in the A-level programs that you have done in while in Nigeria. So I would like to talk about the block bank account. So with a block bank account, this is not for the schools. I mean, the school will not require or ask you for this block bank account because once you get accepted, once everything has been assessed and you already got the admission, you will go through a visa process. You apply for the visa in Lagos, Nigeria, or the German embassy in Nigeria, and then you will see that for applicants coming into Germany, there are certain requirements. My other presenters, my colleagues here, will talk about scholarship opportunities and other processes of visa application. But I want to talk about the block bank account because let's say you want to wonder how much is it that you are wondering how much to pay while you are living here. The fees are what during the visa application process is stipulated as an amount you should have to pay for 1 year. And the amount at the moment on the web page of the Nigerian embassy is 10,332 euros for a year. The thing is, they will give you a visa, but you have to connect. You have to look for a bank in Germany. Many of the Nigerians who apply to Germany use the Deutsche Bank. So you go online, find the Deutsche Bank. You maybe send them an email. I am a Nigerian applicant who has gotten an admission in a German university. I am trying to process my visa at the moment. And then I was told that I will have to open a bank account. So the Deutsche Bank will send you forms which you have to fill in and then send it back to them. So this will set the process of the amount you want to send, your full information, whatever it's required in the paper. So then through your bank in Nigeria, the money will be sent to the Deutsche Bank here in Germany. So as soon as they receive it, they'll automatically let you know that, okay, we have your 10,332 euros in our account. Here is the evidence. use this evidence to take it to the German embassy, so that they will know you have the required amount that you need to come to Germany. Because the reason for this is because the Germany wants you to make sure that you are secure when you come to their country. That is, you can be able to cater for yourself without falling victim of hardship. So this amount, which I have also used the Owanda rates of 466 naira to a euro. It can fluctuate, of course. It's roughly uh, uh, 5 million naira. So it's something that is considered, let's say, per month. You will be able to withdraw only, because that's why it's a block account, because you are not required, or you're not allowed to withdraw everything completely, but that you withdraw an amount, for example, 861 euros per month, so that for that month it can take care of your expenses. It's within it, then you'll find a rent that you can pay per month. You'll be able to also pay for your transportation within it. You will also pay for your health insurance, which is very important. So there are little stuff. You also pay for your feeding, buy things that you want to buy for yourself within that amount for a month. So the idea behind that is that for this 1 year, when you come in, you will get a student permit that you are a student. It will be able to help you stay and within the amount until you get also another money and study comfortably. So the one additional thing is, in the student permit, students also have there's criteria there that allows or permits students to work during their study time. There's a percentage of time that is allowed. So students can work up to a certain required of hours and gain some money, earn some money that they can add also to their account to be able to live comfortably as they study in Germany. So these are issues that are very important to be able to make our students understand that, for example, when you look at the whole amount, you ask yourself, 861 euros, where does the tuition fee goes to? So I want to say that there is a tuition fee, but it's very, very minimal. And it's minimal, of course, when you compare it to the United Kingdom. It's also minimal when you compare it to the United States, because you found out that depending on which university, we have students paying 300 euros per semester for their tuition. Some pay less than that, some pay slightly more than that. So it's very much different depending from university to university. That's why I cannot stipulate a given. For example, for my PhD program, I got to pay 200 euros per semester. And when it's time to pay, one finds that once you plan, it's already just part of what you get in your earnings. It's possible for one to pay the rent and also take care of the tuition when the tuition arrives under the amount of the 861 euros per month. So things are well planned in a way that when a young person straight from the university, secondary school, comes to Germany to study, can study comfortably, can be able to connect to new students, make new friends, live moderately, be able to find some odd jobs legally and work in these jobs to get more money, as well as study and graduate without having the much stress. So the whole idea is to encourage you all to come, those who are interested, because it's just not for those with a bachelor degree already. It's also not for those only with a master's or PhD who want to do a postdoc. It is for everybody who has the drive to pursue his or her dream. So those young ones straight from the university, we have parents maybe listening to us. We have friends and families hearing what we are saying. We hope that once your kid is bright enough and they're interested in applying and pursuing an education internationally, the door is open. We can also be reached. Our contact is there online. We'll be able to provide help. The idea is that out there are many people who are interested, and we hope that what we have talked about today, what we have shared today, will be able to impact positively on young ones so that someday in the future we would say, oh, we have sent out a message and this message has created a big impact. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope to hear from you either directly or someday in the future.
Thank you, Dr. Umar, for the wonderful presentation. So we'll call on Dr. Mukhtar to give us a presentation on the scholarship aspect and the requirement for PhD. Like I mentioned earlier, Dr. Mukhtar is a research assistant at the Max Planck Constant. For those in the science knows what Max Planck Constant is. And Max Planck is one of the best research institutes in Germany, which provide a very wide range of research from sciences, medical background, anything you could think of. Welcome, Dr. Mukhtar.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ahmad. And also thank you, Dr. Umar, for laying a solid foundation for today's discussion. And I don't know if everyone can see my slides.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, thank you very much. So my topic to discuss today is actually going to be on scholarship opportunities. And as Ahmed said, my name is Mukhtar Lavan, and I'm from the Max Planck Institute for Structure and Dynamics of Matter here in Hamburg. And it is a great honor for me to speak today on the Arewa Youth Mentorship Program and on the 15th session. So first, I would just like to give a brief discussion about the country called Germany. So Germany is a country in Europe, and it has 16 federal states, which include places like Hamburg, places like Bremen, Bavaria, where everyone knows as Munich or whatever, and so on. Germany is actually almost 360,000 square kilometers, and the capital of Germany is called Berlin. And we have like 1,800 hours of sunshine in a year. So, and also the weather sometimes is a bit harsh. Like now, currently here in Hamburg is like -4 degrees. So it's pretty much very, very cold. And we have a coastline of almost 2,500 kilometers and so on. And then why is Germany a very interesting country for people to come? One, it is the biggest economy in Europe. So it has economy of almost 60 or 70 billion dollars GDP and so on. And then also it is a popular study destination. A lot of people would like to come to Germany because it is regarded as one of the countries with a solid background when it comes to education. And also it has an uncountable number of opportunities in different kind of sectors, opportunities in IT, opportunities in experiment, opportunities in theory, and so many things. And also, this gives you another chance to improve on your language skills. So I said learning English or Hausa, you can have another ability to speak a foreign language. Because in Germany here, the official language is German. So you can have the chance to speak aside only English and Hausa or Fulfulde or whatever kind of language you speak, you can speak the German language. And many, many reasons why Germany is considered as a very good destination for studying. Now, the discussion today mainly is on education, right? So first, Germany have over 400 universities and institutes scattered across these 16 federal states. And also, it has almost 17,000 different degree postgraduate programs. So whatever you think you're studying at home, be it mathematics, be it English, be it whatever you can think of, you can definitely find yourself a place to study in Germany with these 17,000 different programs. And also, as of now, as of today, there are almost 400,000 international students from different countries, from Nigeria, from Cameroon, from Ghana, from Turkey, from Iran. All over the world, people come down here to Germany to study different fields. And there are so many reasons why Germany is considered as an education hub. Now, this is just like a breakdown of students, international students that come to Germany to study from across the world. It will surprise you that you can see Cameroon is captured as one of the countries with more students, but Nigeria is not captured here. Nigeria is mentioned among others, and others here contributed to only 13.2%. So come to think about it, other countries, other international students, Nigerians inclusive, only compute 13.2%. And if 13.2% is the number of other students studying here in Germany, how many do you think they are from Nigeria? Let's presume they are just 2% from Nigeria out of this 13.2%. And then how many of them are from Northern Nigeria, for example? So actually we have really quite a very small number of Northerners studying here in Germany. And I don't think they even make up to 0.5% of the 2% of students from Nigeria. So many people, when they want to apply for scholarships, there are so many things that really tend to stop them from applying for the scholarships. That's why it's also very important to know some of the misconceptions that people talk about when they want to apply for scholarship. One of them is that people always think that there are few people or few organizations that give scholarship, and this is absolutely not true. In the US, a study in last year, 2021, it says that there's $1 billion of scholarship that was left unaccounted for. People did not apply, and the people that gave the scholarship have to take them back because the 1 billion is there and there are no people that applied for it. So come to think, if people say there are few scholarship providers, I think that is absolutely not correct. Another thing is that some people will tell you, oh, I'm not gifted, I'm not special student, I don't have all the requirements to apply, I don't think I can make it. This is also not true. Not only people that are gifted can apply for scholarships or people that are committed. Everyone is welcomed to apply for a scholarship. Another thing is that some people will tell you, oh, I really have a very low degree. I remember in Nigeria, some people will tell you there is first class and there is strong 2-1 and there is low 2-1. And this is a very bad misconception. Why would you think there is a strong 2-1 and there is a low 2-1? So someone that have 4.49 on a scale of 5 and someone that have 3.50, they are all considered as 2-1 or second class upper student. Then people will tell you, no, I cannot really apply because I don't have 4.5, which is first class. And this is not true. It is actually very good that you have a second class upper, and this would give you an upper chance when you're applying for scholarship. So it's not necessary that you have to be a first class student before you can apply for scholarship. Then also some people will tell you, oh, the competition is huge and it's only one position. There are almost 100 people that are applying for this position. I don't think I can make it. How do you know you cannot make it? How do you know that those 100 people that are applying alongside you have a better result than you? And how do you know that those 100 people are not convincing as you? You have to sell yourself, right? So you have to be, you have to know that there's a really huge competition, but you have to put it at the back of your mind that yes, you can make it. It's not a problem because 100 people are applying for this kind of position. You can also apply for it. You never can tell. Perhaps out of the 100 people, 70 of them might have gotten other positions or 80 of them. And then you are left with just 20 people and you might have better degree or better chance or better expression of yourself than them. Some people would also tell you that, oh, when applying for scholarships, it actually takes very long time. I cannot go through 80 pages of application. I cannot go through 40 pages of application, but you can spend your whole day on Facebook checking things, but you cannot take time to actually apply for this kind of things because it's too long for you. But nevertheless, we also have to remember that most of these applications are always repetitive. So you can always use the same things that you use when applying for other things, for other scholarships, to apply repeatedly. So you don't need to think that, oh, I always have to start afresh, because sometimes most of the things are the same. Then other people would always be egocentric. They will tell you that, oh, I am very, very talented. I have a lot of achievements. I have a lot of awards in my undergraduate. I have a lot of this, and this would give me an automatic scholarship. I don't know whether this is true or not, but I don't think it's absolutely right. Your talent and achievement can never in any way bring you an automatic scholarship, unless if it is an exceptional case. And correct me if I'm wrong. And also, many people will tell you I have slim chances. Even if I apply, I will never get it. So this is absolutely wrong. And we have to remove all these kind of things from our mind when we want to apply for scholarships and positions. So if other people make it, why can't you? This should be the question. So if other people applied for the scholarships and they were able to get the scholarships, then why not you? Why not me? This should be the question. So now, what are some of the tips that you need to know? What are the certain things that you need to know when you want to apply for scholarship? Actually, it's very important to have a standard CV. A CV, when you want to apply for scholarship, please try to remove things like religion, try to remove things like sex, try to remove things like that are too personal, like date of birth and so on. They are not needed for an academic CV. When you want to apply for certain things that will require you to explicitly define these kind of things, then you need to have another version of CV. So you need to have a very good CV. And also, most of the CVs here that people use in Germany, most especially, need to have picture. So you need to have like a photograph of yourself attached in the picture. If you want, you can use things like CV Maker to generate a CV, and then you can actually try to modify it in an easy way. Also, you need to have your testimonies ready. One important thing is the transcript, because the transcript is what they are going to use to evaluate you based on what you are applying. For example, you're applying for mathematics, or you're applying for physics or geography or whatever, but the courses you took in your undergraduate or your master's degree does not really reflect what you are applying for. So your certificate cannot only define what you are applying for, but rather the transcript is going to give those people whom you are applying for the scholarship to have an insight of what kind of things you've studied. For example, if you want to apply for a PhD, there's certain number of credits that you have to take during your master's degree. And this number of credits can only be seen from your transcript. Because some people, if you apply for a PhD, for example, they will ask you to take courses just to cater for the number of credits that you missed during your master's degree. But if your credits are already okay, then you don't need to apply. You don't need to go through any course when you are doing any PhD. You just go directly and start your research. And also, very important, you need to have a solid motivation letter, or a statement of purpose, or a cover letter. And this kind of letters really need to have a very good, solid standard English, whereby you have to express yourself, you have to show why you are interested in the project, what are you going to bring forward when you come to the institute or university you are applying for, and so on. Things that are really going to capture overall things like yourself, what you've studied, whatever you've done, the research you've did, why you're interested in the position, why you want to study on this, why you think the institute is the best place for you, why you want to work under a certain professor, and so on and so forth. So this is a very good thing. Sometimes they really take a very look at the letters you write and understand that, yeah, you are really a very good candidate and you can suit for this position. A very important thing is also the international passport, because most of the applications you want to do, some people would actually ask you first to provide an international passport number or a document number. So you need the international passport. It's very, very important document. Some people will tell you, oh, I've gotten the international passport for 5 years. I have not gotten any scholarship and now it's expiring, or so on and so forth. You should never relent on your effort, because you know you have a goal, you know you want to achieve something. So you need to have an international passport. And also sometimes, actually in some of the German universities or in the institutes, they don't require you to bring either TOEFL or IELTS or GRE or GMAT or whatever. They don't need you. They just want you to have like a proof showing that, yes, all your studies are based on English. I mean, if you do your master's in English, if you do your BSc in English, you actually need to get this letter of English proficiency from your institute or from your university, which is going to show that, yes, you actually have an experience, or you have your degrees in English. It's just a very simple letter from your university, just stating that, yeah, so person is a student with so registration number, a graduate of this department from this year, and then he has a degree in this. and all his studies are actually based on English. That's it. Then sometimes some of the research institutes or some of the universities would require you to provide a research proposal or a study plan. For example, you've seen a position. Some people would explicitly define the topics they want you to work on. For example, I'm working on co-level spectroscopy of solids. And then they would require you to give a little bit of background of what you understand about the co-levels or what you understand about physics, for example, in general, just a bit of it. And some people would ask you, okay, over the course of these 3 years of your PhD or 4 years or 5 years, what are you going to do every year or what are you going to do every month and so on? So you need to have a very good research proposal or a very good study plan. Sometimes if you have a supervisor whom you think you want to work with and you send them this research proposal, they tend to look at it, make corrections, and then send it back to you. So they know that at least you have an insight of the research or the topic they want you to work on. You don't need to know everything about the topic, but at least just to follow a few literatures and understand what they do. Then there are certain requirements for people with special needs. For example, if you're an experimental physicist, and for example, you are going into a lab where people work mostly with lasers, and then you have a problem. Maybe, for example, your eyes are not suitable or you have certain things. You also need to be very explicit when you're applying for those kind of things. You have to tell them that, oh, I have special needs or I am handicapped or something in one way or the other, so that they would already know the kind of person they are going to take when you're coming, and they will know that they need to provide certain things for you in order to have an easy outgoing in your research. And there are many, many scholarship tips that you can find online or from previous mentorships that a lot of our colleagues or friends have done over the course of the 14 previous mentorship sessions. And you can find most of them. It's much more of repetition, but you can find more online or from the previous mentorship programs. Now, since our goal today is to talk about Germany, so I would like to highlight a little bit of few scholarships which you can find mostly in Germany. So one of them is the Heinrich Böll Foundation Scholarship. You can, when you go to this link, you can find all the details of the scholarship in there and what they give and how you can go ahead and offer and apply for this kind of scholarship. And also there's the Helmut Schmidt Scholarship Program. And you can find also the IU Germany Scholarship. This is a scholarship mainly for people that are in the field of arts and drama and all these kind of things. And also this is widely known German government scholarship, which is the DAAD. And a lot of people have come through this DAAD, German government scholarship, and people that already have experience of how to do the DAAD thing, they can give you more highlight. People like Ahmed and I think Dr. Mohsin have a very good experience of how to apply for the DAAD German government scholarship. Then one very good and important way to find also another scholarship in Germany is to go through the European Research Council. So the European Union have a section called the European Research Council, where you can have scholarships through there. And it's very, very lucrative. You can go there and search for a lot of things. You can see different parts of the European Research Councils. You can see the scholarships they give. You can see the countries. And a lot of people don't really know much about this European Research Council scholarship, but you can find more info on this website. And then also the Max Planck Society. This is the biggest research society in the whole of Germany. So it is, this is actually where I come from. I am part of the Max Planck Research Society. I'm part of the Max Planck researchers. And it's actually very, very wide. And you can find all the Max Planck Institutes scattered also all across Germany, providing different kind of scholarships and providing different subjects of study. And you can also find more information about the Max Planck Society in general on this website. And many other scholarships. If you want to know much more about the scholarships you can find in Germany, you can actually scan this QR code and you can find a lot of information and details on how to find scholarships. So since I'm from the Max Planck Society, I would really like to dwell or talk a lot about the Max Planck Society. So one, we have almost more than 80 different research institutes within the Max Planck Society. The Max Planck Society alone has almost 5,000 plus researchers currently as of 2022. And they have a yearly budget of almost 1.8 billion euros. And these research institutes offer different kind of scholarships, and they talk about various fields in sciences, in humanities, in arts, and so on and so forth. And then there's also a very, very international Max Planck Research School, which is very, very important part of the Max Planck Society. So each of these different 80 institutes under the umbrella of Max Planck Society, they have international Max Planck Research Schools. As the name implies, it is international. So mainly, it's only invite people from different parts of the world, not really students from Germany or Europe, but rather they want to have students from the international community. So the international Max Planck Research Schools, they are very, very important part of the Max Planck Research Society. And one thing about the international Max Planck Research Schools is that when you apply to this kind of schools, you apply, they select, for example, let's say 50 people. They invite you, for example, let's take a case study of the International Max Planck Research School here in Hamburg. They would invite you to Hamburg for 2 or 3 days, whereby you come here, you give a presentation of 10 minutes to the person you want to work with, and then they take care of your accommodation, they take care of your flight to and fro, for example, from Nigeria and coming here and going back. And also they would provide you with a little bit of stipend that can take you those 2 or 3 days within the time you're here. And if you are successful, then you get the scholarship. And the scholarship in this International Max Planck Research School really covers a lot of things. One of them, they gives you a monthly stipend, I think, of almost 2,000 euros or so. And they give you travel allowance every year. And you have a health insurance, you have ability to undertake the German courses, I think twice every week. And also they give you money for books, which you can buy. And also they pay part of your tuition fee. Like Dr. Umar has said, I think the tuition fee you pay here mostly is 330 euros. And part of this 330 euros, like 120 or 180 euros, is actually going to go to the semester ticket. So you have a ticket which you can use the trains, you can use the ferries, or you can use all the buses across Hamburg and environs, for example. And then the International Max Planck would give you part of this money to pay. So what you are going to pay at least is not going to be more than 100 or 180 euros. But already you have like the monthly stipend, which you can use to cover this part of the expenses for the semester fee at the university. Then one more very important thing is that when you are a student of this Max Planck Society, they give you have a grant agreement whereby you have to sign a grant that you are going to only solely work for the Max Planck Society. You're not going to work for any other person. You're going to have a lot, like 10 to 12 pages of agreement, which you have to read through, and you have to know all the things you have to do and so on and so forth. And then they give you an employment contract. So it's not only the scholarship, but rather you have an employment contract. So you are covered with all the insurances, everything that an employee is going to have in Germany, you have it. So not only that you are a student at the institute, but rather you are also an employee of the institute, which is very important, which is going to cater for all your social security, for all the taxes you have to pay, and so many, many things. So one key thing also, if you want to apply for any of these 80 institute or the International Max Planck Research School, or some people call it Impress, if you want to apply, the application is all year round. So there is no any specific time that you can say, oh, I have to wait for a certain period of time before I can apply. So you can apply all year round, and then they would invite you, or they will write you that, okay, your application is successful, you can come for the interview, and so on and so forth. And there are all these things that we mentioned is tuition free. So nobody is going to require you to bring or pay anything. You're not going to pay a penny from your pocket or from your parents' money to get any of this. So application is free, tuition fee is free. So we have different kind of Max Planck Institute. As I highlighted earlier, there are more than 80 of them. Example is the Impress for brain and behavior for people that are working in that field. We have Impress for living matter. We have Impress for global biogeochemical cycles. We have Impress for biology and computation. We have Impress for immunobiology and metabolism. We have Impress for translational psychiatry. We have Impress for genome sciences. We have Impress for ultra-fast imaging and structural dynamics, which is here in Hamburg. And there are many, many other institutes you can find under the Max Planck Society. And if you want to have more information about the whole Max Planck Society and everything, you can go through this QR code. Then one thing also is the visa. So when you have a scholarship, you get a scholarship, you have everything, you've agreed to work at a certain place or at a certain university, you need to have a visa to come to Germany. And mostly now, currently, there are 3 types of visas. One of them is a short-term visa, which is a visa for less than 90 days. And this is a visa that mostly they give to students that are only coming to Germany for internship. And the internship is not going to last more than 3 months. So you get this kind of short-term visa. And this visa is also called the Schengen visa, which allow you to go through different states in Europe. So states that are under the European Union, you can only go through states under the European Union. And also there are states that are within the European Union, but are not part of the Schengen states. So you cannot visit those kind of states. But this visa would allow you to go to states that are only within the Schengen states. Like you can go to Spain, you can go to Italy, you can go to Portugal, you can go to Holland and other places in Europe. Then you have the family reunion visa. Let's say you're a student here and then you want to bring your family, your wife precisely, and maybe one child or so. You have to apply for the family reunion visa. It might take a while to get this kind of visa, but they have a visa for the family reunion, and they have a visa for long-term stay. So when you're going to stay in Germany for more than 90 days, or you need a study visa, for example, you are doing a PhD for 4 years or 5 years, then you need this long-term visa, which would allow you to stay in Germany for more than 90 days. And what they do mostly is that they can issue this visa for you from 3 months to 6 months first. When you come here in Germany and you settle down, then you can apply for the extension of the visa, and then you get the resident permit, which can allow you to stay for the whole period of your study. And what are the necessary requirements for the study visa? You need to have an international passport, as I highlighted earlier, that you need an international passport for any kind of application for a scholarship. Then you need a biometric photo, that is, you need a passport photograph with white background. You can find specifications on the kind of biometric photo they want from the visa website, which I would also include later. And then you need a filled application form. That is, you need a filled visa application form. You can also get the application form from the German visa section website from the German embassy in Lagos. And then you need to show a proof of scholarship, because they need to see a proof that you can sustain yourself when you have a scholarship. And this proof of scholarship would actually come from the institute or from the university that award you this scholarship. And also you need to show a confirmation of a PhD program. For example, for those of us that are working in a research institute, we are given a confirmation of PhD program, while for those that are in going for a PhD at the university, you are given an admission later. And also you need things more, I think, I can't remember them, but whatever you need for the study visa, you can find them from this link. And in conclusion, I would like to tell our people from the North, or everyone who is here today, that it is better to try and fail than not trying at all. And also you should know that you never fail until you stop trying. And thank you very much for your attention. And I will stand by for your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mukhtar, for the presentation. Thank you, Dr. Mukhtar, for the presentation once again.
Thank you very much.
I will take on with the presentation on my own part. So can you open the slide?
Yes, please.
So good day, everyone. So I'm Ahmed Mohammed. I'm a DAD scholar here in University of Applied Sciences, Bremerhaven, Germany. Next slide. Next slide. So during the course of the presentation, so I will take you through, starting from the introduction, why studying in abroad, what are some of the advantage and disadvantage, why choosing Germany, what are the available scholarship for Nigerians, what are the general admission requirements for both BSc, MSc, and we have another option, which is the self-funded, as well as sponsorship by your relatives, friends, and family that are legally working in Germany. So these people, they can easily sponsor you to come to Germany. Then what are the general advice? The job search, language. You can easily get a job directly from Nigeria and come to Germany. So then we'll also look at the question and answer. Next slide, please. So studying abroad, like I said, everything has its advantages and disadvantages. One of the advantages are academic knowledge and boost. So when you come to institute here in Germany, where they have state of the work art technology, so definitely it will be a boost for you for your academic. Then we have also the connection and networking. So mostly, you are in an international background, so you meet people from different locations, from India, Pakistan, different countries. So you try to make a connection. Before you know, you can start maybe something at the end of your career together. Then you also have social and cultural knowledge boost. So studying in an international places, you try to develop yourself with something that are different. Then you have also international recognized degree. Then you also have additional language skills. So Germany, like one of the most challenging in Germany is the language. So you can't do anything without the language. So it's a must that you have to learn language. Then there is also improvement of skills, both the soft and hard skills. The soft skills could be presentation or some software or programming. The hard skills could be maybe working in an environment. Maybe you could be a chef, you could be a storekeeper, you could be an anything. Then also advantage, source of income. So I'll explain much further, like when I say source of income. Like you come to Germany for study and you see like is another source of income, because maybe at the end of the day, if you are working, doing um, doing outside your study, you still get the money. And we also have one of the major advantage, which is tourism. Like Dr. Mukhtar explained, Germany is among the Shanghai state or the European, so you can travel around Paris, France, and Paris, that is France, Belgium, Holland, and some other places. Next slide. So what are some of the disadvantages? The disadvantage is cultural shock. When I mean cultural shock, maybe you are used as the north where our ladies cover their head, or there is no indecent dressing. So you come here, you'll be so surprised. Sometimes when you see something, you just have to close your eyes or drop your eyes and say, Subhanallah. So these are some of the challenges that you could find out. Then the most important, the most one is the homesick. You are using Zaman Zauri or friends or family, you're used to eating tuwon shinkafa or something like that. You come here, you end up eating only junk food or something like that. Then the weather condition. Weather condition is extremely bad. You can see I'm literally putting on jacket because the weather, sometimes you see yourself going to -4, -5, -10. So it's really terrible. And living costs, everything here, you have to pay for it. It's not like Nigeria, maybe you pay your accommodation just 1 year and everything over. No, here you pay everything monthly. You pay for your phone bill, you pay for your internet, you pay for TV station, which whether you have TV or not, you pay for your health insurance. Then there is also loneliness. When I mean loneliness here in abroad, there's no friends, there's no family, everyone. I don't even know who is my neighbor for the past 3 years. So you're on your own. So then there is academic load. To be honest with you, studying in Germany is really, really difficult. So you have to like put your mind, yeah, I'm going to study because let me be honest with you, A's from in Germany start from 90 to 100 and above. Next slide. Then why studying in Germany? Like I said, Germany is an ideal place for international student who wants to pursue higher education. One good thing about Germany is totally tuition free. Most of the university, when I mean tuition free, it's tuition free. You only pay some fee like this, like what the presenter discussed, which is the semester fee. And this semester fee comes with a ticket. This ticket, you can use it and travel around Germany. Like me, I live in the Niedersachsen, so I could travel to Bremen, to Hamburg, to Hanover with a ticket. So I can travel in buses, trams, train, everything. And the reason to study in German, free education and international recognized qualification. German university are ranked among the top world best university, especially engineering degree from Germany are particularly valued in worldwide. It's a perfect place to build a career. We have a lot of companies like VW, that is the Volkswagen, the Daimler, that is the Mercedes company. So these are places that, yeah, during the course of your study, you could work there as a parent job, maybe a part-time job. You see how some of those production are being made. So it's a really good thing to study. And they even advantage or take home from Germany. Let's say after your study, you'll be given 18 months extra visa to look for a job here. And after getting your job here, you can continue staying here. It's not like the UK after completing your study that you need to go back. So staying here in Germany, if you can stay here starting a job for and you spend like 8 years, then you are automatically due for a German passport. Then before you know, you have become a European citizen. You have your German passport as well as Nigerian passport. So, which is a win-win. Next slide, please. So what are the available scholarships for Nigeria? We have the famous PTDF and DARD scholarship. So currently, the good news that this scholarship is currently ongoing. So I think it will end towards January 23. This scholarship is a partnership program between the Petroleum Trust Development Fund and the DARD. So it's a partnership program where the PTDF are their nominating body. So the first PTDF will conduct application process and invite you to one of their centers in Abuja, Kano, Bauchi, all state around Nigeria. So if you are lucky enough to present your statement of purpose, but they are most focused on this scholarship is related to the oil and gas field. So your statement of purpose should try to solve a particular solution within the Nigeria oil and gas field. So people with first class 2-1 can apply. So for this scholarship, they have different aspects. They have the GFM, Germany, France, and Malaysia. So for you to be eligible for the France, for the Germany, so you have to choose Germany as one of your destination, then you have to convince them with your motivational data or statement of purpose. So you can apart from the PTDev and DRD partnership, then there is also the DRD on itself. So I will explain on the next slide. Next slide. So the DRD itself. So the DRD provide a wide range of scholarship to people around the world, with Nigeria inclusive, with courses ranging from humanitarian, art, music, everything that you could think of. So a link is provided for the database of the scholarship. So when you click on this link, you can put your country of origin, Nigeria. You click on search, you can select what you want, either MSc or PhD, and click on search. So you see the different scholarship that DRD offer. This scholarship is really rich. So for the MSc, they pay around, I think, 850 euro. Then if you have a wife or a child, you can still bring them, and they are also part of the scholarship, which they will still pay them like 450 for your wife if you have a child. Also so it's really good scholarship, and they provide you if you are married and you don't feel like going home, they can always provide you for transport money once in a year to travel back home to go and see your family. Next slide. So then we also have the Heritage Paul Stephen Scholarship, which provide approximately 9,200 scholarship yearly to ambitious undergraduate and graduate, as well as the doctorate student of all subjects and nationalities. So recipients of such scholarship are expected to have our outstanding academic record and be engaged and socially interested in values like ecology, sustainability, democracy, human rights, as well as justice. So the guideline for the registration could be found on the link. So we'll post the presentation in our various platforms. Yes. Then we also have other notable scholarship like the Deutschland Stipendium, the Konrad Adnan Stephen, the Friedrich Ebert Stephen. So the links are also provided for further information about and how to apply such scholarship. Then we'll come to what are the general admission requirements for both the MSc and BSc. First, before thinking of the general requirement, you have to have in mind what is the course that I need to study. So the first link would give you when you click on the school requirement is a hyperlink. So it will take you to a database of all schools in Germany. So you can also filter it based on language. What do you want to study? Is it in English, in Deutsch? Is it engineering or sciences? So you see different schools. Then from there, you can go directly to the school website and see what are their requirements. Then you need also the statement of purpose. You need a CV or resume. Then you need an international passport, then as well as copy of passport. That is a biometric passport in German specification. So you can see what the German specification for biometric passport. Then you need an academic transcript of record and school certificate. Although some universities, I'm sure, do not provide transcript directly to you, they send it directly to school. But if you have an institute or a company, you can always directly send the transcript and you have a copy, because at times it's really expensive writing to your school always to send a transcript to German university or some places, which is cost-wise is not effective. Then sometimes you might need a recommendation letter or reference letter from your professor, from your head of community, anyone. Then for the BSc option. So for the BSc option, we have like a major three option to study here in Germany. So you have the first option. Maybe you are currently in 100 level or 200 level, and you wish, okay, I need to change my school and travel to Germany. So if you already have a 100 level transcript of record, it's possible for you to come to Germany. If the course is in English, then you can apply directly with their transcript and you get admitted and you start your study. Then for those that graduate recently and they don't have any option, then the other student collect, that is a prep course, which Dr. Omar explained, is another option. So you can click on the link to see. Then they also have another option, which is a language course. So you can decide to look for a school here or an institute that offer language. So you come and just do your language up to B2. Then after reaching for B2, then you start to look for admission here in Deutschland. So next slide, please. So what are the general requirements for the scholarship and the self-funding? So first, you need a proof of English language, although language proficiency. If you graduated from a school in Nigeria, we know Nigeria is an English-speaking country, so you can get a letter from your registrar office or examination office trying to introduce you that all the courses offered are purely English, so you don't need all the TOEFL or IELTS, so you can write it in school. Then you need a proof of German language certificate, if applicable. Some schools, even you are coming for MSc, they might tell you that, okay, they need a German language certificate, at least up to A1. So in some cases, it's all about you writing to the school. You can tell them, okay, Germans are very considerate. So you can write to the admission office, okay, I need to take an undertaking. If I reach Germany, maybe in the next, within the first year, I'll provide such certificate. Then you also need a proof of health insurance. Then the health insurance is required maybe after your visa. After your visa is out, then they will tell you, okay, you need a health insurance for traveling because anything could happen while in the airline while traveling. So they always require the health insurance for traveling. Then when you are here in Germany, so you can look for particular health insurance you want, whether the public or private health insurance. Then for those coming through self-funded, then you need a proof of finance, which is called blog account, about 10,300 euro. So this money is not for the school or for anybody. This 10,000 euro is for yourself. So it will be your living expensive for the next 1 year. So the money will be plugged, and we have different banks that offer the fitting up as well as Deutsche Bank. So they will only give you 821 per month. And I'm sure that 821 euro per month is okay for you. Then you have to check the requirement for school. So mostly the method of admission are done in two ways. Either the school offers its admission itself, or they make use of UniAssist. A UniAssist is like, let's say, a jam. We know we have a jam. So you don't write any exam, you send them your document, you pay the application fee, which is 75 euros. So they first convert your grade to a German grade. If it is okay, they forward it to the school and they can give you admission. But sometimes I always advise people, because I know people always compare 75 euro, it's a bit expensive. So I will always advise you, if you are checking for admission requirement, first check where the admission is directly done to the school itself. So in that case, you don't require anything to pay, but except maybe sending your document to them. Because at times, sometimes they will tell you that they need a notary stamp or a high court to verify your document. If these documents are verified, then you can send it through DHL or the NIPOS. But the easiest one is the NIPOS, because can get it less than 1,000 or 800, although it takes time. So that's why sometimes you have to prepare at hand to see you have a longer duration for the admission process, because everything in Germany is about deadline. If you are 1 minute late, then everything is kaput. Then we also have another option, which is sponsorship by a friend, family, relative who is legally resident in Germany. So it's called the Verpflichtung Partikel Klaribun. So if you have a friend or family that stays here in Germany and maybe his income is within the limit, so he can walk into the German Foreign Office in the city and say, okay, I have a family relative or a brother that is coming to stay here, to study here in Germany. I'm his guarantor. So they'll provide that letter for him, and you can use the letter in German and in the visa application. So in that case, you don't require the 10,000 euros. So it's left for you. If you come to Germany, you find a way to survive. So I'll give a further presentation on how to survive on yourself if you are quite lucky to get the sponsorship from the family and friends living in Germany. Next slide, please. So for the self-funded, like I said, if you are lucky enough to get a person or you try to set up money and get the 10,000 euro yourself, then alhamdulillah, that is good. So as a student, you are within your, first you'll be given a visa that is greater than 90 days. So when you come to the city, so you can change the visa to a resident permit. When you change the visa to a resident permit, then that resident permit gives you an opportunity to work half of the year. That is 120 days full time. So you can work and earn your money within that period. So normally in Germany we have a minimum wage of 10 euro per hour, although the 10 euro per hour is dependent if you are working on that agency, but if you are working directly with a particular companies like Mercedes-Benz, or you can earn as higher as 25 euro per hour. Although you have limited number of working days, like I said, you have to be careful with this, because immediately you exceed this period, chances are they might cancel your visa and deport you back home. So you have to stay within this limit. You can work a part-time job, which is 20 hours per week. So if you said, considering a minimum wage, if you work 20 hours per week, that's 20 times 4, so you get 80 hours. So if you said 80 hours times 10, so you see you have 800 euro as source of income for yourself. Then you can still have another mini job, which maybe you just work on Saturday and you can still get 450. At the end of the day, you can see you might be making up to 1,250 euro as a student. I'm sure sometimes it's even higher than that. So 1,250 euro, you can see is like equivalent to 650,000 naira for it. So then let's talk about the expenses and bill. So let's say maybe you have a rent of 250 euro and above. So it depends on the city, depends on choice. Mostly the student volume, that is the student hostel, is much cheaper. Then you have to consider your health insurance. Then you have to consider the radio bill. Although the radio bill could be divided, maybe if you live in a shared apartment, you can manage. So you just have to know how to manage yourself. But I'm sure most of our brothers from the southwest, they come using this self-founding. Some of them, like I've seen thousands of them, they'll tell me, ai yan uwana ne aka haɗa kuɗi suka zo. So sai ka that like when they come here within three or 4 months, wallahi they make the money back some made the she bash. So these are how most of them do. So, but sometimes maybe I've seen some of our brothers here, even though they are on scholarship, they can tell you, and I won't work. What's the essence of me working? But to me, it doesn't make sense. You can still make extra money while you're still there. So I think people could look at this self-funded. 10,000 euro, I know is around 6 million, which is very, very difficult to come around. But if you have a family or parent that could sponsor you, then like is a good opportunity. There are thousands of opportunities here that you can pay this money within 6 months. You can work, like I said, the part-time or sometimes you can work like the parent job in Mercedes, you work just for 3 months full time and you get up to 10,000 euro. Then from there you stop working and look for a job that maybe just 20 hours or 10 hours. But you have to be conscious of the working limit of your time. Next slide, please. So then what like I said earlier, is possible you can get a job directly from Nigeria, especially those in the IT sector. Maybe if you are good in programming or some other languages. So you can check on this website, de.indeed.com Glassdoor. So look for IT related job. You can get a job directly. So they'll file for employment contract for you and send it to the visa. Before you know, you get your job and you can come over. Then you can also be connected on those social media platforms, the LinkedIn, as well as the Think, which is a German professional media platform. You check to people who are within your field, or you can check for jobs. Then what are some of the top skills in demand or in Germany or worldwide? First is the data science. For those still in university or pursuing or even undergraduate, you can try and learn some of those programming like the data science. Everything moves around data right now. So let me give further example what the data science. Data analysis done. Sometimes in kind of Facebook or you are on Facebook, you might like have a conversation with somebody concerning that issue sometimes. But on your Facebook, suddenly say like shoes are coming or something related that you just see around or a particular area. So these are run behind the scene with the data analysis. Then like the programming, I made mention the Python, the Java, C hash are so many. Then also the blockchain technology, which is the cryptocurrency, maybe like the calligraphy of it, creating the dApps, contracts. So there are lots of things. And the good thing about Germany, you can come here with the purpose of studying. Let's say maybe you come here to study your master, and maybe if you are lucky enough to get a job, you can leave the study and they will convert your visa to job visa. So I think people should look at for the option of the safe funding using the 10,000 euros. Like if you are serious and hard worker, you can come here and pay this money. So like based on the calculation which I showed, if you are lucky, you get 1,200 euro, maybe highest you spend the 800 euro. You have extra 700 to keep and as well as send it back home to your family and friends. Next slide, please. So for the visa application, you can see it on the slide. So we have the website, so you can see the different visa application. We have the skill label, family reunion, and student. What this skill label means, you can apply for a visa category like, okay, when I hear enter or something like that on particular skill. If you have money that will take you for within particular 3 months and come to Germany to look for a job, so you can apply for that skill label. So then we have the family reunion, maybe Canada. Like say, maybe I'm a scholar here. I want to bring my daughter and my wife, so I can always use the family reunion. Although it's really challenges, you know what the Nigerian passport or the new passport. So sometimes you have to wait for like 1 year to get an appointment for the family reunion process. So next slide, please. Next slide. So what are the general advice? So never be discouraged despite the challenges on the way. Like I say, German education system is very tough. So you might end up applying for like 50 university, and sometimes you might not get any admission. So no matter what it is, keep on applying. Definitely you might get the admission, 1 or 2 schools. Then seek for good and helpful connection via your LinkedIn, Facebook, and other academic platforms. Then seek for an area and be focused on it. Subscribe to many scholarship update sites as well as possible. Then build yourself. I keep telling people, build yourself. Learn programming. It's not hard. No matter what, everything now around the world moves into programming. Try to learn programming. Even you don't learn programming, learn this Microsoft Office, the Microsoft Word, Excel, and so many of them. Use some useful website like the YouTube, Udemy, Coursera, so you can find a lot of things there, especially the YouTube. You can type on anything on how to do or how to code. You can see them on the YouTube. Have a manual skill. When I mean manual skill, akwai abubuwa da muka rena a Nigeria, like kaman na yi aikin nan kankanta ne, you don't know how important it is until you come abroad, especially barbing. So you see, sometimes you see most people in abroad with Afro Sumbargashi Dewa, you keep asking what is it? To cut a hair only in abroad, and they converting ka cire gemu, ka cire kai. So in kai converting sai kaga kana biyan wajen 20,000 for the cutting of hair. So let's say immediately you already know how to barb here in Nigeria. If you come here, you can barb your colleague, friends for less than that, maybe 5,000, 10,000. Learn hairstyle for my time, maybe when the second year kiss or dread. So you make a lot of money. Carpentry, aikin hannu, carpenter, plumbing, you can always do it here abroad. Painting, so tailoring, there are so many countless opportunities back home. Sometimes I keep asking, I'm a professional, so but I still keep asking, like, Mesa Nagida su makanikin nan su painting nan why wherever. Sometimes you have problem in your house, maybe for a carpentry work. But like for you to call a carpenter, say a back appointment, they check, say under 2 weeks or 3 weeks before you get time to come. Where in Nigeria, everywhere you see all these things. So these are some skills that you need to work on. Next slide, please. So the general advice I said, try to learn German. You can learn the German via your mobile app. We have an application called Duolingo. You can learn it on YouTube with a particular channel called Learn German with Jenny. You can learn it from the DW website, that is channel Deutsche Welle. Then a little bit of style. Hello, Shine, hello. Each Shine, I, guten Morgen, Shine, good morning, bye. You can say choose or ciao, auf Wiedersehen. So many. It's interesting. Next slide. So these are some gallery around the Germany, so you could see how beautiful it is. Sometimes you have mosques, you have churches, you have fountains, so many things you can see around Germany. Thank you for listening, which is
Thank you very much, Doctor. So you are thanking us in German, right? Thank you very much for this wonderful and enlightening presentation. And I think now we will go over to our next and last speaker, Dr. Muhsin. I think Dr. Muhsin is the first person to appear on AYMP twice. He did one presentation before. Again, I think in the history of this organization, first person to appear twice, this is something remarkable.
And within a few months.
So welcome.
Thank you. Let me share. It's not PowerPoint, it's just something I quickly wrote down. So I don't know what time. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to all, depending on your time zone. I will make it as brief as possible because time is not on our side, obviously. I have seen the number of viewers dropping, which is normal. Yeah. So the previous speakers, I think, have said virtually everything that needed to be said. I will only add a little bit of, my experience, because I'm not in Germany. I did not come to Germany as a student on any scholarship. I came using a work permit. I said it to them, and I told Dr. Uday about my experience. He said, well, people might find it interesting. I wrote about it I think like last year. Sometime last year, German labor minister said the country needed about 500,000 skilled workers. Yeah, 400 plus. That is why I said about 500,000 skilled workers, 500,000. Why? Because this is a country which struggles with population growth. People don't care to give birth. Yeah, some will just have a child or not at all. And according to a student of mine, so many old people refuse to die. They have retired and they live for so many years and they cannot work in their massive job, sector. For that reason, Germany needs skilled workers and even let me say unskilled workers from around the world. Unfortunately, that is why I'm going to talk about that experience, not just generally studentship, scholarship, visa and the rest of it. As I have mentioned from bullet number 1, I said you can get employed in Germany from anywhere in the world, direct employment or through agencies. But one very vital point is beware of fraudsters, because no employer will ask you for money. Just assume an employer will give you money, will not ask you for money. So if you if you want to get employed through an agency, you know what you go there for. Unless you are very well conversant with the agency and they are, you know about their integrity, history, and the rest of it. If you give them money, you are on your own. So normally nobody who is willing to employ you will ask you for a kobo. Nobody asks me for any money. In fact, they gave me money. Okay, so what are the steps? First, there has to be vacancies, the need for you to engage you. Yeah, therefore, if you have the required skills, the competence or qualification, then you will definitely be employed in Germany or anywhere in the world. Sometimes German language may be required, but not all times. For most skilled, skilled worker position, they will not ask you for any German language. For example, if you are an academic or an IT personnel, and a few other positions, they will not ask you for money. For medical doctors, since they have to deal with people, so they require up to that is C1, that is, you have to be very proficient in German. For example, if you are a medical doctor, But for most other skilled, workers, you don't need German language. Maybe after you come, you may need it for integration reason. Yeah. If you are here in Germany as a student, because my co-presenters have talked about coming here as a student, you can still get a job. Yeah, in fact, I have not seen a single student in my 4 years in Germany who doesn't work, whether international or German citizen. In most cases, you work as a part-time or for a temporary job. It could be a white-collar job. Maybe a professor can employ you to be his or her assistant. Or maybe you have IT knowledge, skill, a company can engage you, but you can't be a full-time, employee when studying. Just like what Ahmad said, you may lose your studentship status because or maybe that means you are not here to study but to work. So it could be so-called blue collar job, as in you can be a barber, you can be a hairdresser, you can be a painter, you can do any in quote manual job while studying. It doesn't matter here. Like arrogance is non-existent among German youth, or let me say Western youth. They don't care. They work at bars, they work as waiters or waitresses, and the rest of it. Nobody looks down upon you just because you work anywhere. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just pay your bills. That is what matters. When you can't pay your bill, then that is your problem. Yeah. Also, in entrepreneurial jobs, you just can't stay idle in Germany. Yeah, while studying or not studying. So if you after studying, well, you will not lose your residence permit outright. First, you may be so lucky to get employed soon after graduation. It could be a full-time or permanent job or part-time or temporary job after your graduation. If that happens, bingo, you are very lucky. But if it doesn't happen, you are still not so unlucky, because you can easily get your residence permit extended for a further 18 months. Yeah, you don't have to go through any difficulties, any challenge, to get your residence permit, extended. What is this residence permit? In the developed world, you can't just live without being permitted to live in these countries. It's your visa in the beginning, but after coming here, it will be changed to the residence permit. Yeah, that means you are allowed to reside in this country legally. So if you lose that residence permit, then that is like the end of your stay in this country. Yeah, you can hide, you can be like undocumented sometime, but your life will be so difficult. So that is a point on residence permit. So in fact, it is in the law that because they will not just get you educated free of charge, since German public schools and universities are tuition free. The government will not just pay your lecturers, buy you instructional materials and other expenses and just let you go. They want tap from your experience, tap from your knowledge. That is why it's like they just want you to stay in fact. So once you apply for this extension of your residence permit, you will get it done in no time. And in this 18 months, I think, unless you are so unlucky, you will get employed. A Nigerian friend visited me recently. He's from Gombe. He came here as a student. After graduating, he couldn't get a job. He said he applied to several jobs. He was on the verge of giving up when he got a very good job here in our city, Cologne. So you see, you just don't give up. Keep applying until you hit the jackpot. Then I said, after this extension of your visa, wake up. Yeah, wake up. To borrow from this writer, Paris, you need to update your CV. That is in the process of waking up. You will not just wake up and, no, you have to work, you know, you have to stand up, update your CV. Mukhtar talked about CV, right? And I think there is even a whole session on writing CV. Yeah, you can look for it on Arewa Youth Mentorship Program, a YouTube channel. So update your CV because it matters a lot. It is what gives the first impression of your competence, your skills, your experience, your qualification, and the rest of it. So CV matters a lot. Then improve your skills. In Canada, we say in Hausa, don't just ever believe that you have enough skill. Some of you may call me a writer, but I have never considered myself a writer. Well, I will, yeah, maybe in the future. I always try to write better, to update my skill, to whatever, yeah. Then get in touch with your network. No matter how skilled you are, you need to get in touch with people, with your network, this LinkedIn, Facebook. Yeah, don't just, you know, waste your energy, waste your data, your time arguing, you know, and doing some unimportant things on social media. It's a platform for networking. Yeah, and you don't have to beg, but just networking is something else. It's not begging another person to give you a job. Yeah. So just try to build your network, yeah, and get in touch with the network. Knock on doors. That is what I said. You don't have to beg, but like there are ways to approach a potential employer or a potential, you know, organization that may engage you, yeah, and the rest of it. And for us as Muslims or Christians or just religious people, you know, make dua, pray, because it is not always our doing that, you know, gets us where we are or, yeah, or what we want. In Germany and in most of the developed world, no favoritism. Yeah, they will not favor you because you are Muslim or Christian, white, black, you understand, African or whatever. They don't know it in most cases. You just have to have the skill they need to engage you. They didn't know me. For example, in my case, I'm Muslim, I'm African, for example, you know, and the rest of it, but they employed me. This is the same with my other friends here. So don't ever count on anyone. Like, yeah, I have a friend, I have a relative in Germany, he will help me get him. Yeah, he can help you, you know, get to the place of employment, but he cannot just favor you because of your tie, blood, or racial, or regional, or religious, you know, tie. Because, and lastly, there's nothing for the lazy. There is nothing for the lazy. Yeah, stand up, improve your skills, get in touch with your network, knock on the doors, pray, and the rest of it. I wish you all the best. I think it should be this brief. If you have questions, maybe to me or to my other co-presenters, you can ask. Thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Thank you, Dr. Musir, for the wonderful presentation. And here we come into conclusion for our presentation for today. So the next section will be the question and answer. So Dr. Yakub.
Yes, doctor.
So you can check for people raising their hand.
I think because of time factor, maybe we have to limit the number of questions, but I saw that you responded through the chat that whoever has any question regarding Germany, he can send you a personal message on the Telegram since you are from Germany. So I think that's an offer. And also Musin and Mukhtar, they are all on the Telegram page. So I think not always, but maybe they will be able to at least respond to some of the questions. Maybe we will pick 2 or 3, maybe for 10 to 15 minutes. I know it's already time. We intended to finish the session actually at at 6 p.m. That is 4 p.m. Nigeria, right? Here we are at 6. But maybe we'll, if you don't mind, the presenters, of course, can we have some 10 to 15 minutes maybe to respond to some of the questions?
Yes, please.
Okay.
10 to 15.
Yes,
Yeah,
at least, let
I
us
have not trained Asser.
I also haven't, and it's already Maghrib here.
We should, I think 10 minutes should be fine. Yes, let us just have 3 to at least 10 minutes. Please, when you are given the opportunity, go direct to the point, ask your question, and they will respond. We have, there's no name for the first one, but it's iPhone. Mr. or Miss iPhone, can you please unmute yourself? You have to unmute yourself. I have already given you the go ahead. Okay. In the absence of iPhone, maybe Mustafa Muhammad Yusuf. Can you unmute yourself?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Hello.
Assalamu alaikum wa
Yes, yes.
rahmatullah.
Alaikum salam. We can hear you. Please go ahead directly to the question.
Yeah, good afternoon, doctors in the house. I am Mustafa Muhammad Yusuf, as written on the screen. My question goes like this. Docs, why is it that here in the North, it's very, very difficult for people to secure undergraduate scholarship, unlike our counterpart in the South? Does it that we lack the orientation or we don't have the requirement? Because I have seen a lot of potential students that have the ability to secure scholarship opportunities at undergraduate level, but unfortunately in the North here, the orientation is very limited and little. So please, I need more light.
All right, thank you very much. I think we will take the questions once, then we will just answer them. It will save our time. We have noted that question. Why is it that we don't have more scholarship wins in the North, but against our counterpart? So it's okay, we note that. Next is Galaxy S9 Plus. I ask you to unmute. Yes, okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Good afternoon to you all. I'm Amir Mustafa by name.
Okay,
I've
please go ahead.
just joined this program. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Go ahead,
I'm Amir Mustafa by name. Yeah, my question is that must you have an English proficiency certificate like TOEFL or else before you apply to the public universities in Germany? Because I have an issue. I want to apply, but for the most of the university I'm going through, you will see that you must have an English proficiency certificate, TOEFL or IELT. And I'm a nurse working. I want to apply for MBBS, but I don't think I have time for me to go for IELT program or TOEFL. Please, if there is any assistance.
Okay, noted. Thank you very much. You're talking about English exams. Is it necessary for applications? That's noted. Haruna Aliyu, can you please unmute yourself?
Okay. Good day all. Thank you for the audible presentation. Please, my question goes directly to Madam Jack. It's on the math plan center. Really very interested in the center. So my question is, please, there are opportunities for agricultural related courses like plant biotechnology, plant genetics and genetics, etc. And please, is there any opportunities for MSc programs that's at the center, or is it only PhD? Because most of his presentation centered on PhD opportunities at the center. So please, is there opportunities for master's degree? Thank you.
It's noted. Thank you. Okay, we have 3 questions. We have Lukman. Lukman, can you ask your question, please?
Hey, good afternoon.
Afternoon. Please go directly to the question.
Yeah, I want to know how easy can the software, because I'm a software engineer, I write code, I write programming, so I want to know how easy the software can get the job in Germany, software engineer.
So your question is, you want to know about software engineering?
Yes, how can easily get job over there in Germany?
Okay, job over there, fine. Next is, we want to have at least 1 or 2 ladies. No lady is asking a question to balance. Okay, I see. Okay, we have one here. Is it Umma or UMN?
There's one blessing.
Okay, there is also blessing. We have blessing.
Blessing,
can you please ask your question?
Hello, can you hear me? Good afternoon.
Yes, we can hear you.
I was wondering if you're going to skip me because I'm a female.
That we are looking for female to ask questions even actually.
What I just want to know is, because I actually did screenshots of the slides, but I didn't do, I couldn't do for all the slides. So I just want to know
don't
if
mind.
the slides will be.
Don't mind. It will be shared. It will be shared as a PDF file to the Telegram page, and it will be on YouTube, the whole presentation later. So just follow the social media pages and you will be able to access them. I think that I answered that one.
Thank you.
Umma, do we have Umma? Can you unmute?
Yeah, thank you so much for the wonderful presentations and for the opportunity to ask my question. So actually, it's not a question. It's like I'm also a scholar in Germany, and I have something I will have loved to share, but I mean, that's by the way, there is no time right now. And another thing I want to touch on is it possible for your platform to create also a platform for scholars from Northern Nigeria to collaborate, so it will be easy for us to like improve the quality of our research output and also visibility?
I think we already have one. Maybe you are not there, but
okay.
What we will do is just please drop your contact here in the text. Drop it and inshallah you will be added.
Okay, yeah. And okay, regarding what I wanted sharing is concerning the funding of the different research organizations, because he like touched on Max Planck, but it's 50-50 state and federal government. And I think among the major research organizations, Max Planck is the least funded. So it will be good if people have idea of other funding organizations, especially for STEM, because sometimes if you're doing your research in the university directly, it's easy for your professor to run out of fund, and then you will kind of be limited.
So this is
I think
so let me just respond to what Umar said. So with regards to the WhatsApp thing, there is also a WhatsApp group for only Northerners in Deutschland. I think you can contact Ahmed directly, and then he can add you to the group. I think he's an admin there. And then also anyway, we can talk about the whatever Max Planck funding later. It's not really something that we can deliberate on, but I think what you said is not correct.
Well, if you will allow me share.
I mean, no, I think there is no point even in comparing.
There is no point for deliberation. Actually, it's just to like broaden the horizon for people, so people will know that sometimes you don't even have to wait for the scholarship opportunities. If you can directly access the well-funded professors, because they have a lot of fund, they are always looking out for research assistants, so it's easy for you to get something.
So I think we will keep that one also. Maybe we will keep in touch if you can give us that part, which is something we can add up to what we already have.
Yeah, I will just, yeah.
So please, thank you. So I think maybe we will respond to those questions. First question, it says, why do we have like the scarcity of Northerners in these places? They don't win scholarships, they are not aware, they are not all this, all that. Who will respond to this? Dr. Musi, why don't we have Northerners abroad?
No, he's not talking about abroad. He's talking about scholarships.
Winning scholarships, that's it. Global scholarships. Yeah. Why is it that the Northerners are not winning?
I think they don't have much information. That's why the AYMP is created to chatter for this.
Excellent.
So can you go to the next question?
We are here to change the narrative.
Yes.
Yeah, that is one of our essence.
So that's it, Mustafa.
Thank you, Doctor.
I hope you had that.
Yeah, of course I had it.
Is English proficiency necessary in Germany?
it's not necessary. Like I said during the presentation, Germans are easy. You can always write an email to the professor or anyone in charge. You can tender your request. I came here, they needed A1 language, but I had no A1 language. But I wrote to the school that, okay, I'll take an undertaking. Within 6 months, I'll provide it. Then they also needed language, English language. I wrote to the admission officer that all my courses from my bachelor's are done in English. So why do I need? He said, okay, let me get a letter from my institute. So I wrote to the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, and they send the letter for me. So I don't think Germany are strict on the IELTS, CGRE, nothing like that.
So now, in summary, one can apply without TOEFL or IELTS or anything, right?
Yeah, yes. Just get a letter from your school.
Okay, so please note that, Mustafa. It's another Mustafa again who asked the question. Then the last one here, it says he wants to know about opportunities in agriculture, plants and crops and all this in Max Planck Institute. Dr. Mukhtar, are you there?
Yeah. So I think the best thing is just to go through the website. He can find all the necessary details with regarding whatever he wants to study, because I cannot really have on top of my head all the institutes that do everything, right, within the Max Planck Society. So it's better you just go through the website and then go carefully and search. I think you would find what you need.
All right. So I think we agreed that 10 to 15 minutes, and we already have 12 minutes. So is the question okay? Can we, what do you think?
Blessing ask a question, right?
Yeah,
Blessing and someone with software engineering,
okay,
like how to get a job.
Yes.
So for the job, he can make use of platform like zinc.com or LinkedIn or indeed.de. So he can search job on software. For him, he can get a job within 1 month if he's sure is good in software engineering. So he can get it within 1 month. Okay. And a startup salary could be up to 6,000 euro per year for him. So
this is
60
from
right?
Blessing. The question.
Yeah, 60,000.
Yeah, 60,000. Not 60,000.
We have our brother Abba Hikima. So please let us allow him to chip in.
Hello everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. My own is a very brief one. I want to ask on behalf of two. First of all, I want to commend you guys for this one you have done. I am currently driving, but I have to park to listen to you. It's really, inspiring. 2 days ago, 2 young lawyers came to my office and were asking me about scholarship opportunities, and were kind of seeking my help to enlighten them about it. And then, being one that has not gone through it, I'm not capable to actually advise any of them. So seeing this one, and it probably any of them is actually following you, or maybe I believe definitely there are some people from the low background that may want to also hear something about their field. So I'm actually asking on their behalf if somebody can say something, and also to commend all of you and to ask Allah to bless all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Barista. I think first of all, I will encourage them to join the platforms first of all, right? Maybe if they are not there, let them please have the link, join the link.
Okay.
Yes, and Mohsin, you want to add something?
Yeah. I mean, Dr. Yana, Idris Yana may have something.
Okay. So please, you are a co-host. You can unmute him, please.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can
Dr. Yana, please. You can unmute.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Just be brief, sir.
Thank you very much for the honor, and thank you very much, AYMP, for organizing such an insightful event. It's really commendable, and like Dr. Mohsin has said, it's a way of reawakening the youth, which we are all striving to do, alhamdulillah. I hope this will also meet the desired impacts that it has been intended to. I have no question. I just want to commend the presenters for presenting wonderful and educating presentations. And I hope you will also share the PDF document of the the presentations on the other channels, not only Instagram, not Instagram, Telegram, not only on Telegram, but since you have Facebook page, maybe if there's a way you can share that so that it can reach more people. I also want to draw the attention of Dr. Ahmad, who made, I think, the second presentation. Yeah, I think since we are trying to encourage the young people to apply and to find places in these countries and institutions, I think there is no disadvantage of studying in those places. So I think instead of disadvantage, we could call that section of your presentation a challenge or challenges instead of disadvantage, because I really can't see any disadvantage there. Homesickness, culture shock, and all that, they are just challenges that we all face and we get over them. So I think for the further future presentation, I think it would be good to make it challenges instead of disadvantage. Thank you very much once again for giving me the opportunity, and kudos once again to AYMP for organizing this wonderful event. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much for this insightful contribution. Dr. Ahmad has noted that, and I think that's on point. Dr. Ahmad, there is no disadvantage in where you are living now. So just tell them there are challenges. I don't see any disadvantage in your environment, actually.
Yeah, thank you. So we'll make the presentation available online. So I'll try to make it possible so that whenever you search AYMP or scholarship on the Google, so you come across our document. So that's part of our program. So we'll try to upload it on different sharing websites. So I'll try to make it available. You can just search on the Google and you'll see our upload. So within the week, I'll try to make that possible.
Yeah, so please watch out in the next 2 weeks. Inshallah, we will have another session. And before we round up, let the presenters have at least the final words. Starting from Dr. Musin, then we will go to Dr. Umma, and then Dr. Mukhtar will talk, and then Dr. Ahmad will round up. So if you have maybe 30 seconds to say something.
I wish everyone all the best, and my door is open. As I don't have to say it, maybe I've been receiving emails from potential applicants. Whenever I have time, I can look at your SOP and give you suggestions. Inshallah, best of luck.
Thank you very much. Dr. Umma.
Yeah, I would like to add that we are interested in having people who will feel motivated to continue applying. As said by other presenters, we have to continue applying. There are so many opportunities, and our doors are open. I can be reached also with my name. One can search and then find my email address online, my contact office information online, and I will be available for any questions sent by email or even through phone numbers. And I will be happy that what we have said today at this moment make a great impact to many other people that we don't even know. I want to see in the future, many years down the road, that somebody stopped me on the way and said, your presentation has opened doors to me. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Umar. Thank you. And I hope all of us will be joining the Telegram page, especially the mentors, so that once in a while, the mentees can send you some private messages, and at your leisure time, you can respond to them. I will send you the links later. Dr. Mukhtar.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you to everyone who had the ability to attend this program today. And I cannot really respond to all the messages over this Zoom chat, but you can just, as Yakubu said, just join the Telegram. All of us are there, and then you can talk to us directly. And also you can search me through our institute website. You can see all my phone number and my email address there. You can also drop me an email or anything you want to discuss. And I wish everyone all the very best. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dr. Ahmad.
Yeah, so thank you everyone for being part of us today. So you can always reach me on the Telegram platform, or you can reach me on other social media like the Facebook as well as the LinkedIn. So the full name is Muhammad Ahmed Al-Haji. So you can search me on LinkedIn or Facebook. I would definitely always reply your message, except maybe if it is something that doesn't work, so I can ignore you. So don't feel bad.
Thank you very much, Doctor. So I think here we come to the end of the session. And on behalf of, I don't know if Professor Rabia is here. I have not, I saw her.
I saw her too.
Yes, I don't know if she is here, definitely, but now I can.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, I'm here. I've been following. I want to thank everyone. Thank you, Dr. Umar. Thank you, Dr. Musin. Thank you, Dr. Mukhtar. Mukhtar is he's one of ours. So, and then Ahmed is always here.
We spoke about you the other day.
Yes. Thank you all very much. It's quite inspiring. And again, I see Dr. Idris Yana, and he has something which is he has started now, which I think is also a very inspiring one. And I think, inshallah, when we're discussing in the Arewa mentorship management group, we might likely discuss about, because I think that's a wonderful thing that a lot of youth need to key into also. So we may be looking into maybe calling him into in one of our panel sessions. I thank everyone for being here. And actually, this is one of the, I don't want to say maybe the best, but it's a very, the ones that we had the most attendance so far. And then somehow it's a bit gratifying, but at the same time, thought-provoking, because it looks like almost everybody, if it's just that they want to have an education abroad, then it's a good thing. But I hope it's not a way of wanting to get out of the country and leaving the country high and dry. So I saw that the attendance was so much. I'm praying that it's not because everyone wants to run away, but maybe to acquire the education and come back and make our country great. So thank you all very much.
Yes,
thank you so much, Prof. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Prof.
On a final note, and Yakubu, on a final note, those that stays in Deutschland, maybe they are part of this meeting, they can always reach out to us. We have a specific group for Northern staying in Germany, and also we have a specific, the sister group for Northern staying in diaspora. So it could be any part of the world. So you can always be part of it. So thank you, everyone.
Yes, internship or any form of contribution that will help to achieve the desired goal, please feel free to reach out.